Hello, hello, how are you? I am back again and today I'm gonna do a Jo Malone video. I haven't done one of these in a while and you know me, I love Jo Malone. It's one of my favourite things to talk about. So today I'm going to talk about how to make your Jo Malone fragrance last that little bit longer. Also, am I in frame properly? I feel like there's a lot of like my forehead going on, I don't know. Anyway, whatever. So yeah, how to make your Jo Malone perfumes last a little bit longer. There are a few ways to do this. You can do one of them, you can do many of them, whatever you want. But first of all, I would recommend when you're choosing a Jo Malone perfume, actively ask the sales assistant which ones have the best longevity. Make a hit list of say like your 3 favorites and then ask them like literally outright of these 3, which one has the best longevity. And if that is like one that you are really happy with, then I would say buy that. Also, generally speaking, the Cologne Intense collection, they are the perfumes with the best longevity in general. I would say something like a citrus fragrance, they generally do lift the quickest. That is a general thing across all fragrance, not across Jo Malone. Something like wood sage and sea salt, I would say lifts quicker. I personally find red roses is a really good one for longevity, but it really is kind of up to you, and it's a bit of a balancing act between picking your favorite and picking one which lasts the best. But don't forget, you can always remist throughout the day. And I would say also try not to think of remisting as a negative thing. I would say try and think of it as kind of a positive thing, because every time I remist, I feel like a new wave of joy and happiness, and like it's quite a lovely thing to be able to remist. Like, it's not a bad thing to have to like top up your perfume throughout the day. So that is something that I would say, try and pick a fragrance which naturally has better longevity. Next, it's always important to remember that hydrated skin holds fragrance better than non-hydrated skin. So you can either put moisturizer on your body, like especially around where you're putting on your perfume, and then apply your perfume, or you can do it the other way around and like apply the perfume and then lock in the fragrance with the moisture. Different people say different things. Some people say to put the moisturizer on first, other people say to put the perfume on first and then lock it in. Whatever you prefer, maybe have an experiment and see what works best for you. Then of course, another great way to make your perfume last longer is by misting it on your hair and on your clothes, and also just kind of like hitting all the pulse points, not just the wrists, but you want to hit here, maybe a little bit here, hair, clothes, and just like, you know, feel like you can liberally mist. Also, what some people like to do is after they are done applying to say their wrists and pulse points, they like to almost spray it into the air, and you know, which is, I always think of like the Phoebe Buffet method, because there is an episode where she mists it into the air and spins around. But you can do that too, like just really like get in there. And that's quite a fun way of doing it. I got that in my mouth. And normally when I spray it into the air and then roam around, I don't have my mouth open. Yeah, doesn't taste as bad as you would think. And then finally, a really fun way to fragrance combine is actually by thinking about where you're spraying the perfume. So it's very easy to think, well, what I will do is I will say layer up red roses and put a little bit of red roses here, and then spray a little bit of, say, blackberry and bay, great combination by the way, straight on top. And that is a good way of doing it. But what you can do is you can kind of play around with it a little bit more. And you can say put lime basil mandarin on like your wrists, and then you can put, say, myrrh and tonka around your neck, and then you can put like red roses in your hair. Like you can kind of play with your different body parts and play with different fragrances on each part. Also, what you can do, which I think is really fun, if you've got 2 perfumes which you're combining, you can spray one perfume on your front and then you can actually spray the other perfume on your back, and it's really nice because it's a weird sensory thing, and because you're spraying some of it on your back, it's clinging to your hair, it's clinging to your clothes, and again, it's going to give you great longevity. So that's a really nice way to do it. But I would say just try and have fun. Try not to think about the fact that you're buying extra products, like you're buying a second perfume or you're buying the Bath and Body products. Try to kind of create more of a fragrance wardrobe and not have one perfume that lasts you all year, but kind of have a few perfumes which you use for maybe like 2, 3, 4 years each. And then you can think of them as a whole, and you can have a bit more fun experimenting with them, because then, you know, you just get kind of like you don't get stuck into one perfume and then just kind of like you use it and then it's done and you buy a new perfume. If you have like 3, 4 or maybe more perfumes on the go at once, you can kind of have a bit more fun layering them up, and you're not kind of like continuously wearing one perfume and almost getting a bit bored and getting a bit immune to the scent as well, which is really nice. Like I feel like if I wear, say, Red Roses for like a week, I love it, but by the end of the week I don't notice it as much. And then if I switch to, say, Dark Amber and Ginger Lily, I notice it more and it's more fun for me. But then at the same time, one day I can combine the two and have like a whole experience which is like different. So it's really nice. Anyway, that's my video. I hope it makes sense. But yeah, just spray all around. Spray hair, clothes, body, pulse points, of course. Sometimes if you want to spray some on your front, on your back, if you want to do like half your body with one scent, the other half with the other scent, that's a fun way of doing it. Layering up the bath and body products as well is a great way of doing it. And just generally have fun. And if you do have to remist throughout the day, try not to think of it as a negative, because it's a fun experience. Like I always think if I buy a really lovely hand wash, it's not a waste, because every time I go to wash my hands, it's like a really lovely experience. And you've got to really think about it like that, not just think, oh my God, this perfume, I need to reapply it twice a day so it goes down twice as quick. It's like, actually I get to enjoy this moment 2 times a day rather than just 1 time a day. So yeah, that's my video. I hope it helps. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.